I really need to work, and I was alone during COVID, and I really needed something to work on. So I came up with this idea, and my friend Rich Wanser, who is a wonderful, wonderful metal worker, I make a maquette, which is a small model of what I want, and then he builds the frame and out of steel. So he did that at his house, and then I picked it up and took it back to my house, and then I do what I do, which is quilting in metal, and covered it. And it took literally about 2 years to do this one.
Wow. So this is actual fabric over the metal?
It's not fabric.
Oh,
it's all metal.
Oh, all metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the colors, it's also important to me that the colors be the way I find them. I do not paint or do anything like that. I have to find the colors. So if I'm starting out, this one was going to be obviously a blue, green, silver palette. So I found a whole lot of those colors and then started working. And it's fun because actually some of the things that are in here are unusual. Like there's I found a green squished mailbox that had a U.S. Postal Eagle on it. So that's in there, and there's some license plates from Vermont because, of course, they're green. And there's a wonderful, I found a huge, big map of the town of Beckett on a sheet of metal. So there's a lot of Beckett all carved up in there, too.
Bone is one of my favorite mediums to work with. And it's inspired by some surgeries that I had about 12 years ago. And I've always been a maker, I'm an artist, and I've always collected bones and shells and treasures like that. And when I started to work on art that was truly for me, I started to cut things apart and put them back together, much like my surgeries had done. So I realized that I was investigating really what had happened to me and thinking about rejuvenation and renewal and rebirth and that kind of thing. And I also started thinking about beauty, like can discarded things be beautiful? You know, can something that's been repaired be beautiful? And those are themes that I use in all of my work. And yes, bones, that's a big part of the mediums that I use.
I do many different things, but I've done a series of burning wood. But this piece was different because I usually use tall totems and burn them. And this time I got this inspiration to slice wood into sections. And then I placed them in a circle and put wood around each piece, kindling wood around each piece. And then had a taiko drummer perform and a Japanese electronic musician play some music while the pieces were burned.
I design everything in a 3D modeling program, so it's a computer program that allows me to create big forms and then unroll the surfaces and weld them back together again. So I've got a big CNC plasma cutting table in my shop, and a whole bunch of different welders and cranes and forklifts and stuff like that. So that's how I fabricate. But designing in the 3D modeling program, I've been doing it since '96, so a long time, and I just basically think in those commands and in the drawing, basically the different functions that the software has. And so I've learned to create in it. I actually dream in it when I go to bed and I'm thinking about a sculpture. I'm thinking, okay, click that command and do that command, and then the only happy accident happens between enter and compute basically, and then after that the thing is made, and then I have to make it. So it's not, there's not, some artists start out and they add and change things as they're building the sculpture, and I do all that in my head in the computer screen.